Police officers. What criminal actually impressed you with their criminal skills? I've been a cop in a small coastal town for 15 years. Not much happens here. Mostly drunk tourists and the occasional shoplifter. But there was this one guy everyone called the Fisherman. Never knew his real name. He wasn't what you'd picture when thinking master criminal. Older guy, maybe 60. Always wore the same faded blue jacket and these ancient rubber boots. Walked with a slight limp. Just another local face at the diner every morning, drinking black coffee, reading the paper. The weird thing started with the beach houses. Our town has these fancy vacation homes that sit empty 9 months of the year. Owners would return for summer and find things different. Not ransacked or damaged, just different. A chair moved slightly, family photos rearranged, nothing valuable missing, but food gone from pantry, like someone had been living there, taking just enough to not be noticed. We increased patrols, set up neighborhood watches, even installed those doorbell cameras at some places. Nothing. These houses would be completely secure. No broken windows, no picked locks. It was like a ghost was getting in. One night, I'm doing a beach patrol during a nasty storm. Waves crashing, wind howling. I spot a tiny light bobbing offshore. Crazy, no one should be out in that weather. I radio it in and head to the marina for a better look. There's the fisherman, calmly tying up his little boat in the pouring rain. I ask, "What the hell are you doing out in this weather?" He just smiles and says, "Fish bite best in the storm, Officer Taylor." But his boat is empty. No fish, no tackle, just a small waterproof bag and some rope. I notice his boots aren't just wet from the rain. They're soaked, like he'd been waiting. That's when it clicked. I ask him straight, "You're getting into those beach houses from the water, aren't you?" He doesn't admit anything, just looks at me with those weathered eyes and says, "Every house has a weakness. Most people only lock their doors and windows toward the street." The next day, I check the beach houses again. Every single one had basement windows facing the ocean. Small, but big enough for someone skinny to squeeze through. And not a single one had alarms or locks, because who would swim to break in? I pulled property records on the fisherman. Turns out he built half these houses in the 70s before selling his construction business. He knew every blueprint, every shortcut, every weak point. We brought him in for questioning. The station coffee machine broke that morning, and the fisherman just smiled at my caffeine-driven frustration. He pointed at the machine and said, "Third screw on the back panel is loose. Always was in that model." He was right. Fixed it in seconds. What crime do we charge him with? The homeowners found nothing valuable missing. He'd just been sheltering during storms, taking minimal food, always cleaning up after himself. The DA wouldn't press serious charges for some missing canned soup and move furniture. The fisherman got community service, helping repair the very beach houses he'd been entering. Here's the strange part. During his service, he fixed things the owners didn't even know were broken. Leaky pipes behind walls, faulty wiring that could have started fires. One family had a gas leak nobody detected. After his community service ended, the homeowners started hiring him as a security consultant. Now he gets paid to find the weaknesses in their homes. Last week, I saw him at the diner. He slid a piece of paper across the table to me. It was a list of security flaws in my own house. Things I'd never noticed in 12 years of living there. "Your backdoor deadbolt is installed upside down," he told me. "Anyone with a butter knife could get in, and you should move your spare key from under the blue flower pot. First place anyone looks." I stared at him, coffee halfway to my mouth. "Did you break into my house?" He just shrugged. "You left your bedroom window open last Tuesday when it rained. Had to close it for you. Water was getting on those photos of your daughter's graduation." I wanted to be angry, but I remembered that storm, the window I always forget to check, the ruined pictures I would have come home to. "Why?" I finally asked. "Why risk jail just to, what, live in empty houses and fix things people don't know are broken?" He looked out the window toward the ocean. 40 years building those houses, knowing people couldn't afford them anymore, watching them sit empty, while folks like me can barely make rent. He turned back to me. "Guess I just wanted to make sure they were being taken care of properly."